Connecting. You're working. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Baby boys, at the strange and vast, filled with wonders and joys, facing the sun with positivity. I'm not afraid of the unknown, all with Yo ho, everybody! How's it going? Glad to see you. Good to see you. Always fantastic to see everybody. Moth, you got the button first, meaning that you get 5 spins at that fairy. Unfortunately, none of them were 100. You got a 1% and a 99%. In 5 rolls, that is like the closest that someone has come. Like, somebody actually did get a 100% and a 0, which both cause something to happen. Oh, that's right. I should go on to a camera, shouldn't I? That one. Let's go on to that one. But it is good to see you anyways. Lizard! Ryan hit the second button. That means you get 4 of the spins. 1, 2, 3, And then 4. You did not also get 100%. Plasta. And then the next person to hit the 3rd button will get 3 spins, and then ultimately the 4th gets a pity spin. Yeah, pity spin on 4th. Always a chance to get to become a permanent fairy inside the apartment. That's what the 100%s are for. Because you get your Minecraft skin in here along with a pair of wings. And the more fairies that we get in here, the more troublesome that they are. Because as fairies tend to be, they will end up blowing up a creeper that happens to be underneath that desk. You see there? You see down there? Oh! I need to get my camera back sometime soon. But my wife did get me a baby fox that glows. It's a Minecraft baby fox. It sits right on top of the creeper fridge, which is what that creeper under the desk is for. You know you... Yep. Sprite Chaos? Yes! Sprite Chaos. Man, I want a Sprite now. You had to remind me of the drink. So today we're going to be doing a little bit more on the cave. We're going to be doing some more of an animation, kind of building... Well, we're not going to be doing the animation. We're going to be more or less building the environment for the animation. But... Yeah, don't save it. Actually, no, yeah, I do kind of want to save that. Yeah, I do want to save that. Let's go back to... We want to open... I want to open up my wife's animation that I want to do. There it is, Mrs. Puka, and then we want Water Cave. So I've been building up this tool for this animation, and I'm tired of actually just creating all of these different water effects, and I want a tool that'll be like, okay, I want this type of water effect, I want this type of water effect. And I had to mess around with this one for a little while because I wasn't getting quite the effect that I wanted, but I think with this, I'm finally getting somewhere close to what I want. Right here is kind of the effect that I'm going for at least portion of this tool. This isn't going to be all of the water. I want there to be other effects. But I was trying to get this kind of a ripply thing on here, and it took... I'm just flabbergasted that I've come so far with understanding how these nodes work. Because just in this little setup right here of nodes, like, I'm able to figure out, oh, okay, I can get shimmery water on top. So that I got that effect. But that's not the only effect that I want to get. I want to get something of a volumetric underneath of it, as well as that stuff on top. So we're going to see how that goes. Ryan, getting that streak in there. Yes, yay streaking. Now I want Sprite too. You can do the fairy command. The fairy command is fairy or dairy fairy. Is available every 69 seconds per person. So if you get 100% on any of those runs, you will get fairy. Unfortunately, if you get a 0%, you get the ultimate disrespect of layered pants. And every time you get a 0%, you get more and more pants. I think I need to add more pants onto Verity. So let's go ahead and do that. I want to do that on top of everything that he has.
Someone said pretty. Someone said pretty.
Water cave. No, we need to be... Is it down here? It should be Temp Dance, Hyper, Kermit, What a Deal, Naked and Scared. What a deal! Oh, it was a fun season for Naked and Scared. I absolutely loved that. Where are the pants? I need to find pants. It should be underneath of motion, possibly. Mojang, motion capture, or is it underneath of Puka? Puka projects. Elemento B. Puka projects. There we go. Motion. There we go. And then where's the pants? There's the pants. Open the pants. There we go. We need to actually add on another layer of pants for Veriti, since they have received another 0. And then over a bit, and they get... Let's put it right here. They get a pair of iron pants on top of this. Whoa. A bit laggy. There we go. Let's do a render image and send that on over. Foiled again. A foil fairy. Just see this little fairy running around with a tinfoil hat on. Image, save as, and we want to toss this into the J drive. Other computers, my computer. Nope. Okay, H drive, my other computer's my computer. There we go. We're streaming resources. Images. Images. Where are we at? There we go. Pants wall. Save images. There we go. Good. It's funny. It's funny that I can just save like that onto a completely separate computer inside of my house through Google Drive. It's wacky. So we have the texture-based water on here, and we do have an array system on here. So there is this array system right here, and it's basically a pre-made geometry nodes is what it does. And it's able to copy these guys and bring it down and kind of realize the instances. Randomize? Oh, merge. Oh, there's so many things that can do. Interesting. Okay, well, anyways, it has an array ability on there. That's nice. I'm perfectly okay with that. I do want to see about... do I want an array system that is that, or do I want to make my own array system? I might want to make my own array system, because honestly, I might want to change some methods. So let's go ahead and get rid of the array system, and we're just going to apply in a geometry nodes, and we're going to work on top of this. So this is the timing. We'll worry about that later. We'll just go ahead and do a geometry node here. Add in a new geometry node. And this is going to be water effects. And I do want to get some of the controls for the water over to the geometry node so I can affect them that way. Because that feels like a one control system seems good. Azathoth, you are getting 3 rolls of the fairy.
So pretty.
1,
So
2,
pretty.
and 3. No! Did not get 100%. Nor a 0%. Tinfoil hat keeps the pants away. The conspiracy against pants. Oh, Sky! Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. We're working on water. I'm working on water. So, how particularly do I want to do this? There is this water wobble that I have on here. And let me see you wobble. I forget what some of these controls do already. Like, I have a thingy on here, and then... Oh, is this the... Oh, that's the speed! Okay. Okay, so that's the speed of the water wobble. I think I need speed and intensity to be a couple of the controls here. Ooh. What? Oh. Oh. Oh! Would you look at that? So, apparently if I click on these things, I get little controls for the nodes right here as well. Oh. Either that's been a feature for the node for a while, or, and I've just now noticed, which is completely... or this is a new feature for 5.0. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. So we have speed. We're going to need a bit of intensity, and I'm not sure exactly
hey, chat.
what...
Dragons that come into our shop haggle poorly. One sneeze, and everything's on fire.
Oh, so, yeah, we did have a little animation about that, where the dragon came in and was just like, looking for some gears, and just needs... Veriti, you get a roll of the fairy. Double pretty, but not a full pretty. Why can't I send my 2026 goals? Why can't I send? Send? What do you mean by send? I already have 200%. I know. But if you get another 100%, you can give it to whoever you want to. Right? You get 100%. You can send it over to somebody. That's the deal. All right. What causes more intensity? So we're basically using a Voronoi texture for this water wobble on the mapping. In order to cause this noise... What exactly is happening? Huh. Euclidean... Noise... FEB... Mix... Alright, which one is the intensity? Is this one the intensity? No. That would be the noise size, wouldn't it? Scale? And then if we bring the scale way down... Oh, no. Okay. No, it would be, multiply? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's really stretching it out. Okay. Intensity and... yeah. Let's do that. Intensity. Yeah, there's the Ozathoth's fairy. You can see him over there. What do we want to call you? Where is your node stuff? Do I just name it here? Oh, here's where I name it. Okay, here's where I name it. Alright, you are going to be... Intensity... multiplier. Intensity multiplier. Bump. Shark Boy, hello, welcome on in. Screensaver. You also is doing the streaks. Wait, 20 stream streaks. What was Ryan at? Okay. I thought he had like a huge number. Well, 5 honestly is the big streak because I can't seem to get a streak above 3 on anybody's streams. I'm always missing people's streams. Always. Rather have an army of Ozzifairies. Yeah, I'd probably, if someone wanted their own skin in again, if they got it 100%, I would probably just put it in there and just put in a separate folder, doubled fairies. And then their fairy camera would just look at one of the fairies. So we got intensity multiplier. I guess I could put in the noise scale. Yeah, let's go ahead and put in the noise scale. Alright, noise scale. Alright, good enough. That will work for the water wobble. I'm gonna want to do something with a shimmer. So I was trying to figure out how to get this shimmer to work properly, and finally I figured out that I need to do distance to edge, and that gets exactly the type of effect that I was going for. I was going through all of this math and crazy stuff, trying to get the exact type of look that I was going for, when all I needed to do was do a drop down of distance to edge, and it fixes itself. Alright, Voronoi texture. We have noise speed on here. We have line thickness. Okay, that's good. Noise speed. And Voronoi speed. Okay. So, both of these. So, this one changes how wobbly the lines move are, and that one's how wobbly the actual shapes are, because one without the other. Okay. Do I want to add in... I'm thinking I want to add in Voronoi scale, is what I'm probably going to want, because this one's going to change how big this is. Yeah. So let's do that. Let's plug this into scale. I don't think there's really anything else that I want to change other than that. Okay. Alright, so those are the controls that I want to set through geometry nodes. How exactly do I want to do that? I don't think that there's really any other thing other than just creating the nodes themselves. So, let's go ahead and add in a panel. So this panel is going to be called Texture Control. Texture Control, let's give this a quick save. And we're going to add in an input, and this one is going to be line thickness. Up to 2 point... If we bring down the scale to here, and then our thickness goes to that. Okay, our thickness still goes to there anyways. Okay. So we're going to want to just go to 0.2 for the thickness. So it will be a float. It'll be a float from 0% to 0.26. Subtype of percentage. I like the percentage just because it gives me a sort of like a visual guide of how it works. So I just need to take this socket, give it a name. This one's going to be line thickness. Line thickness. Plug you into there. Gonna take line thickness output. Line thickness. Copy, put that into output default attribute. Good. And then I just need to do that with the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The other 6 controls, and then I can get a panel of controls for this. That's what I like to see. I like to see some people rolling that dice, seeing if they can get the fairy. I just joined. What are you talking about with the percentages? So the percentage is just a way that this slider works. It just goes from 0 to whatever percent I want it to. It just means that I have a visual bar here for what I want it to do. I have this at 0.04. There we go. And it outputs 0.042. And let's grab an attribute. Copy, paste. We want this one to be line thickness. Alright. We're going to take you and plug you into... yes. So we're going to plug you into this one and this one. Yes, line thickness. Why are you completely white? That is wacky. Hello? Ah, there we go. Okay. It was just trying to load. That's why it was white. Alright, so this attribute is basically being pulled from here. So now I have a control for these guys that will tell that what to do inside of the shading. Good. Because what I'm wanting to do is build up this whole sheet here that will control everything that I want that to do. Okay, line thickness, noise speed. Noise speed. Do I want that to be also over here? Maybe. Let's give it a shot. Let's add in speed and see how well that works. So we want to take this guy. We're gonna just duplicate that guy. This one is going to be speed. This is going to go from currently we have do we want that to be infinite? We might want that to be infinite. Let's go ahead and just get rid of that and just add in another socket that is an infinite number. We're going to call you speed. I am speed. I'm going to plug you in from here to there, and you are just going to be called speed. Texture speed. I'm going to put in texture speed. Texture speed. Copy. We want the output. Default attribute as that. Duplicate you. You are going to be called texture speed as well. And you are going to be plugged into... I'm going to do this. I'm going to add in a math. So I have on top of here a noise to wobble the lines a little bit, and then I have one to move the shapes around. The one that moves the lines around is actually needing to be faster by a factor of like 2. More than the shape. So, I'm going to plug this in and see if this will be okay at other scales. So we're going to go ahead and put you into number 2. And you into number 2 as well. You are going to be into number 3. And you are going to be into number 3. And that should give me somewhere near what I need it to be. Once it decides to fully load up. Whoop. It's going. It's thinking. There we go. Alright, so we want to put it at like about 8 or 7 or something like that. And that's kind of where it was for that texture, which is good. And if we increase it... Alright, yeah. And then if we decrease it down to like... there... yeah, that does well. Okay. Maybe. We'll see. If I need that to do a little bit more than what I actually want. Alright, now what is the water wobble speed at? It is at 3. Okay, what happens if I give it a multiply factor on the speed there? Let's see what that does. Now, the multiply factor will be ×2, so it'll be giving it a 0.8 output. Alright, it does okay. I still haven't figured out whether or not I actually, think that helps out. So if I put this at 0 line thickness, that brings out that. If I bring this in, it brings in that. Okay, good. It seems good enough. Good enough. Let's go ahead and give it a save. Make sure we're not losing anything. Good, 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 good. Scale. These are both about the same scale. We're definitely gonna have those be a different attribute. Speed, line thickness. Let's go ahead and put in another input. This one is going to be line scale. And then we're going to have in wobble scale, I think. Input. Wobble scale. Wobble scale, yes. And then wobble scale, I think we're just going to put that one down below this one. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, there we go. Okay, good. Line thickness, line scale, wobble scale, and then wobble intensity. Yes, okay, so now we want to add another input. This is going to be down here. This is going to be wobble intensity. Yeah. Wobble intensity. We're in scale and intensity are going to be 2 factors for that for sure. All right. Line scale is probably going to be an infinite number 1. Wobble scale. Yeah, okay. So these are all going to be infinites. So we'll just plug them straight on in. They do not need to change in the slightest.
Someone said pretty.
Where are we? All right, we want lines. Ah! Nope. Copy. Default attribute, regular attribute. Copy, default attribute. Oh, nope, that's not how that works. What? Copy, and then paste. There we go. We want the default attribute to be here too. Wobble scale. Copy. This is just to make sure that the default attribute moves over to the other copy. So if I copy this or duplicate this guy like this, all of those attributes also follow over here as well. Nope, that's not how that works. There we go. Alright, now that we have those, we need one more for here. For line scale. Copy. Paste. And then, what do we have for line scale at the moment? Ooh, is 0.9. Okay, so 0.9. 0.9. Let's go ahead and plug you into the only available one left, which is the last one. Okay, good. Last one. And then you also need to go into the last one. Good. Now we need 2 more attributes. Go over here. Thank you very much. And you two need to have wobble intensity. And then you need to have wobble scale. Good. Okay, and then scale goes into the bottom one, and intensity goes into the second to top one. Yep, there we go. And then that should send all of the controls over to there. Alright. Wobble scale needs to go up a bit.
Hey, check for air. Wait, what?
And then the intensity also needs to increase a bit here too. There we go. There we go. Cool. Intensity. Perfect. That's what we're looking for. Good. Now, on top of this, now that I have all the controls going through here with each of the values that I want going into the texture, I can actually use those same numbers of the of those guys to control possible shapes that I want it to. So, along with having a volumetric underneath, I can also do some other things with it. One of the things, the simplest version of things I can do is I can do a subdivide mesh. I can put a subdivision on the mesh here. Let's do a mesh control on these guys. Let's add in a panel. And this panel, I want it to have a input here. Texture control, level, panel. Good. This panel is going to be called mesh control. And we're just going to, we'll be able to change the subdivision. I want that number to be known what it does. Subdivision. Oh, I made it 2 different words. Okay, and then we can do a noise texture on set position on these guys with a math, vector math, and we want that vector math to be a subtract on 0.5 of the color, because we basically take the noise color and subtract 0.5, and then we do a multiplication of this, and then we can take that scale, that wobble scale, we can plug that into here if we wanted to. Now that I realize it, it's probably not the best idea I've had. And we can plug it into the offset. And then let's do some more subdivisions on it. See? And so the water kind of gets this little wavy quality to it. And we can control if it just goes on the Z-axis or not. There we go. And then the timing on this guy. Search time. Time. Scene time. You can plug that into the W factor. And now the mesh itself actually wobbles up and down as well. Although we don't want the scale to kind of like change to that. That can be just... because we're going to have separate controls for the mesh itself. Very good, very good. Okay. So we have that little bit of a control. Just a very simple, hey, it's a noise control for the mesh. Do-ba-do-ba-do-ba-do. Noise scale. Plug that in, and then we want the timing. We do want the time and the intensities. Scale, mesh control. What? Mesh? No, mesh control. Thank God. Scale, and then we want an intensity. We're gonna want to put this in as a combine XYZ. Because we want this to just reflect on one number for the multiplier. And then this one's going to be intensity. Z intensity. Mesh control. There we go. Intensity. Subdivision. We're going to bring it down and right below this guy. There we go. So intensity. Scale. And subdivision.
So pretty.
Good. All right.
So pretty.
Thank you very much. I know you're not talking about the what I'm doing, but I'll take the compliment, even if it's not pointed at me. This does need a little bit of control. Can I put panels in panels? Can I do that? Panel. Can I take this panel and put it in a panel? No, I can't. Okay. I was hoping I could. Nope. Alright, well, let's just go ahead and get rid of that guy. Oh, mesh control. Switch. Switch. Let's go ahead and plug this guy on in to true. And we do want to put a panel toggle on this guy for that switch. So basically this will just turn on the subdivision or not.
Double pretty.
There we go. This basically just changes on whether or not it actually is doing anything with the mesh. Mesh control. Okay, and now on here also I want to do an array control as well. So...
Oh my god, Puka, they got 100%!
Whoa! Sky! You got 100%! We are gonna put... Oh, you are already saved in there. Perfect. Is your Minecraft name Sky_Xmods13? Or do you want to send me a Minecraft skin that you would like to be your fairy? I know it's rigged against you, Vera. It is so rigged against you. Sky? Alright. And which skin would you like to be your fairy? Do. Oh, that's right. I can't do that way. I have to do it this way. I have to go to the skin finder first. There you are.
So pretty.
I think that's you. I'm pretty sure that one has a name changed into Xmods. The current one's got teal everywhere. That one almost looks like it's, Skulk Corrupted Sky. These are very pretty. These are very pretty. I forgot you had very pretty skin on. We'll grab at least the first one here. We'll download that one. It looks to be your latest one. That one. That is your latest one. And we do have another one that we have to bring in here as well. Where did I put it? I know I put it in here. There it is. We do have another skin that we need to grab. Utsuro Recon. Utsurigicon is apparently their name. Looks almost like an evil axolotl. Let's download them. And they're going to be a fairy as well. We'll get these two done at the same time. That one is fine. Alright, cool. We want to do... because we have to use a very specific version of Blender. I think it's Blender 4.2 that I need to use. What? Because 4.2 is the one that allows me to just directly export these skins from Blender into an VRM. Alright, and then... yeah, cancel for right now. We want to... change over... is it this? Yes. Okay, let's grab from downloads. I want to grab... modification date and look at this stuff. Let's grab this one first. I think this one is... okay, this one is a Steve one. Good. We're gonna have to fidget with skies when we get around to it. Downloads, that one. Alright, perfect. I think that's everything that I need to do for this one. So let's go ahead and grab that, do a file, export VRM. And then we're still good. Okay. We have to go over to my computer, streaming resources, apartment fairy. And this one is Utsuricon. Apartment fairy, and then we export VRM. Okay. I think that's good. And then we get skies. Downloads. Grab this one. And then this, that one. Oh, I forgot. Sky, you're probably the only one in here that I can actually ask for this. What type of wings do you want? I'm glad I remembered this now. We want to go to Puka Outfits. No, that's not what we want. We want... yeah, Puka Outfits? Where am I going? Puka New Eyes. Here we go. Puka New Eyes. We want fairy. And we want bigger sized icons here so that we can see what we're doing. Okay. We've got yellow wings. We've got... brownish wings. We've got teal and green, which would kind of go along with your skin, which is what we have. We have white, we have black and purple, we have pink, and slightly purple, red and orange, blue and light blue, and I think this is the other one, which is kind of a light blue, light purple. Yes, those are the type of wings that we have. Slim model, yes, we will fix that as well. So yes, we have kind of yellow, red, tealish green, white, black purple, red orange, pink purple, blue light blue, light pink light purple, and light blue light purple. Those are our colors of wings. Currently, that one's the one that's kind of closest to your wings. Green and blue is fine. Alright, we will keep it as that then. And then we need to change your model to slim. I think we can do that. Can we do that? Alex? Sweet. Yes, okay, good. The UV works. I wasn't sure how... I had so many things set up for that. Okay, Alex shape. Yes. Okay, good. They are pretty old in terms of these key shapes that I've had on these models. They are super old. But they will still work. Alright, let's give this guy a Saveroni and then do a file export VRM. And then... no, we want sky. Sky underscore xmods 13. Export VRM. Good. Exported. I'm actually going to put the skin back for when I do it next. But now with the knowledge that it will be okay. Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can drag these guys on into the system. I'm pretty sure we can. Alright, we got a few fairies running around here. We want more apartment fairies. We're gonna go to dashboard. Assets. Import. And we want to import apartment fairies. Okay, let's go ahead and bring in Utsu Recon. Good, that one works. Import Sky Mods. Yes, that one works. Alright, good. Let's go ahead and back to our apartment. And we want to do a little bit of a refresh. Let's bring on... No, you did not! Ow. Ow. Gosh. You had to use the crates. This is probably the best moment to blow you up. Yeah, it is. You get to see all of the destruction. That's why the crate was over there. It gets blown about everywhere inside the apartment. And yes, you end up killing all of the fairies too, and they have to reset as well. You did that. You killed all the fairies. The message private expires on. Now it's my turn to come up out of nowhere with explosive crates to blow you up. Auto-modded. Auto-modded. Yay, testing. Not positive. Okay, we need to bring in... Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. We need to bring in this one and bring you down to size 25. Where are you? There you are. Good. Size needs to be 0.25. You need to have autonomous movement. Hyperactivity, yes. Max jump height, yes. Enable running actions. Ragdoll motion on collision. And colliders, no. Health, yes, of 5. Yeah, 5 health. Which causes any explosions to kill you. Alright, now we do the same for Sky. We bring them in. And then... boink! There we go. And then we bring you down, 0.25. Just like in the movie Hook. Obscure references, obscure. Enable running, hyperactivity, ragdoll motion on collision.
Hey chat, you can help support Puka with tips. Last time I helped out with tips, I knocked something over.
The jokes. The jokes! Alright, I think that's good. Alright, let's put you guys inside of here. Alrighty. Interactions. Now, how did this go? I completely forgot how this worked. Fairy transformation. Moderator control, was it? Channel points, video by name. Channel points, themes, no. I thought it was inside of Fun for Chat. But, look at me. Motion, it was inside motion, that's right. Every time that somebody gets 100%, I always forget how this actually works. Alrighty. Look at me reference. Okay. Group all fairies, okay. Azathoth, Jackal Wolf, and this is set up for... Okay. I think what I needed to do was create another motion tag. Yes. Yeah, okay, hold on. Azathoth. If the username equals Azathoth, then it does the motion control on that Azathoth. Okay. Okay. So I think I've figured it out. I think I figured out what I need to do. I think what I should do is we're going to create a new API. A new API. This one is going to be... Well, actually, no. No, I don't need to make a new API. I'm sorry. Duh. I just need to work on this one a bit more. So let's go ahead and add in a few new parameters. Let's add in 5 new parameters. This one is going to be Utsuro Recon. This one is going to be Sky _ Xmods 13. Okay, and this one is soon. We are going to call all of these soon. Soon 2, and then soon 3. Soon 3. And we do have bear tie set up eventually. Alright. Locate fairy. Oh, you all need to be bullions too. Bullion. 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 And then bullion. That just means that it's on and off. It doesn't mean that it's a part of a soup. It's a part of a soup! That's what it's doing. Alright, we want you. We want 2 gates. Okay, and then we want another gate. There we go. So these 2 gates, yes. We want to move you down. Like so. We want to move you down as like so. Good. Utsurikon, we plug you into there. We plug this into there. And we plug this into there. And we plug Sky Mods into there. Okay, good. We plug you into here. Plug you into there. And we need to grab all the shapes. Or no, not shapes, avatars. We need to grab the right avatars. There we go. Utsuri Recon. We want avatar reference. Avatar reference. Yes, please. Thank you. And then we want one for Sky. Avatar reference. Plug you in. Perfect. Do. Good. And this is why it's 100%. It's a little bit of tweaks. There we go. Plug you got all in. Good. And then we can move this whole node setup up to here. Let's give it a quick save-a-roni. Save-a-roni before you lose your work. Alright, look at me old. We want this guy to be... Wait, fairies, good. Jackal Wolf, yes. Conditional Puka? It's on everybody. Okay. I have it plugged in for all of them, but that's not great. Alright, so we need one for Utsurikon and for Sky. So this one, that one. Need to look up their person's name. Because their name shows up as... Look at through all of the fart messages that it gives. Yeah. I'm looking through my sassy and snarky texts, because all the commands that happen in the background go through a an extra message to be sent to me privately, so that way I know sassy and snarky confirm everything that happens. So it's not like something happens and it's kind of like fake. The sassy and snarky are like,
Oh yeah, it works. Yep. Here you go. Here's a reminder. You need one of those.
okay, here we go. This is their Twitch name. That's what I needed. Okay. This is their Twitch name. AKA that name. Okay, and then we want to refresh this thing. We want to go to Puka Steampunk Den. Whoa. Stream only. Ah, stream only. Okay, there we go. Main focus portal only. Locate ferry. Here we go. Locate ferry. Ah, here we go. Okay, so 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I should have figured out a different way to do this. But I do not has that. For right now, I guess this is the way we do it. This is the way we do it. Locate ferry, and that one locates that one. Alright. Good. And then this one needs to be sky. Sky underscore X mods. And this one actually needs to be typed properly because we need their username to come through as properly that. So their username needs to be that. Okay, and now we need this to be reset as well. Stream, Puka's Den, locate ferry. Locate ferry, there we go. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So basically a boolean means I just need a value of 1 or 0. 0 means off, 1 means on. Okay. Alright, and this is the problem with what I've currently created, is that I actually need to reset the ones that I've already done, which does not help. Because it needs to find the difference between usernames and communicate that with motion in order to figure out exactly what it needs to do. So 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0, which is why I put those soons in there as well. So that way I didn't have to do this yet again. Alright, Azathoth, and then we want to do a reset on you. Currently, Azathoth cannot do theirs. Well, actually, they can. Because I have not saved the command yet. I need to put a 0 on all of these, else it's going to try and do the other locate ferries there too. And then Puka also needs to have one here too. He needs a reset. Stream locate ferry. Owl Verti Puko 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Perfect. Alrighty, I think that should be okay. So now, the last step is to go to users. And we want to put in Sky. Sky. Go. Sky X mods. There you are. We want to add in a command. Command name is look at me. Triggers is look at me, all one word. Just needs to be a command. Run type. A action, no, not action group, a chat or motion. Motion. Look at me, fairy command, and then I think I need to put in user name here. Let's give that a save. Let me look at, is it Puka? It's Azathoth. Azathoth. Where are you at? Azathoth, there you are. I'm going to take a look at this command. It's command, and then, oh, it doesn't need anything. Okay. Apparently it doesn't need anything. let's go back to Sky. Sky, Xmods, alright. And then let's go ahead and just get rid of that username there, and then give it a save. Alright, so now Sky, if you would please, I would appreciate it if you typed in the command, ! Look at me, with no spaces. And don't be silly about it and put in this entire sentence, look at me, no spaces. Don't be silly. Ah! It's looking for somebody. It's located it. Ah! There we go. And now has located the fairy. It follows around the fairy. Yeah! You are currently in the nether, messing around with everybody's stream avatars. Ha ha ha! It works. Oh yeah, that's right. We need to put a timer on that, don't we? We want to put at least a 60-second timer on that for right now. What is the other guy's name? No, it's not Sky Xmods. It's Burning Paper Giant. Burning Paper Giant is the other one. Add command. Look at me. Look at me. Add in a command. Checked. We want to put in a motion control. Look at me, fairy command. And that should be enough. Ah, gosh! Jeez! Oh! I'm awake. I'm awake. Alright, let's grab you and plug you over here. Woot! Well, now the next one can easily come by. No one else has gotten a 0%, have they? Let's scroll on down.
Shout out!
No, it doesn't look like it.
Hey chat, Puka says you need to
Those
follow
are
at
things, aren't
Kotlalish.
they?
Click on at Kotlalish's name.
Kotlalish's name. We should add in some sort of like we should add in some sort of text for Kotlalish, shouldn't we? How did that go? Commands. How did that go? Moderator control. Shout out. Here we go. Okay, Discord, Twitch, chat message, group image, motion cam, special identifier, line 1, line 2, motion cam, does contain friend. Here we go. Alright, so I gotta remind myself on how this command actually works. So, if all friends does contain... Oh, okay. Default SO does not contain friends. Wait, overlay, file. Here we go. File all friends. Browse. Where's it at? Scripting? Script. Which is the file called? Shoutout names. That's what it's called. Shoutout names. Shoutout names. Channel points. Shoutout. Shoutout names. There it is. Dang it. I just selected it again. Okay. I want to open it. Open. Here we go. Copy. Return, and we want at Lalish. There we go. Let me do a file and then a save. Okay. And then we want to do another one. We want to do a new text document. And this one needs to be named as Tot Lalish. Okay. Now! Oh. Okay, well, I need to exit out of this and then go back in. I do like that about Mix It Up, where it's just like, oh, okay, just exit out and you don't save anything. Perfect, good. So, it needs to be does contain friends. So, if all friends does contain argument 1
Hey chat,
text.
anyone got some eggies? Or possibly some berries? I got the munchie and need some.
Argument 2 text, random? Random. Does not contain random. Ah, okay. So, target username. Okay, yes. And then it grabs line 1. Okay, so it grabs the file with the right name in it. Alright. Yeah. File, open. And I want to grab... Where is it at? Where you at? Oh, you're in the wrong one. I need shout out. There you is. Alright, so line 1 is Foxo. Line 2 is Foxo. And line 3 is for the Pretty Horses message. So what do we put down? What couple images do we put down? Oh yeah! Digital Aid. Digital Aid. Hey, chat. Think the mainframe. Hold on, mainframe. Yeah. Has a new resident to help with incoming games. Better hit that reboot. Oh no! I have made the reboot the reference. Arg, 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 arg. Let's see here. I don't want it. No, that's Digital Aid. It's eliminated. Everyone always mentions Digital Aid at one point. Sounds naturally. Digital Aid sounds more like grenade. We're gonna just copy that in there. Good. Oh, hey, have you heard? My brother sent me a link to a video telling me about the restoration of Reboot. Apparently, they have like the raw files or raw tapes of Reboot, and they're using something or other, and they're pulling in as much information as they can. Yeah, the 4K raw files. Well, whatever 4K was back then, if you want to think of that. Digital Aid sounds nice. Digital Aid sounds nasty. Digital Aid sounds more like grenade. Drink digital aid. Drink digital aid. There. Digital aid. Digital aid. Digital aid. Digital aid. There we go. That's what we want. Drink Digilade. And then the horses are going to say... Oh, what do we want the horses to say? They need to say something... terrible. They're terrible horses. What do the horses say? Sounds fun to say no. Hello, how's it going? Input board. The horses, they don't know how to use a computer. I don't get what they are. Is Katlalish a demon trapped in a computer? What powers does it have? Don't let it out. You might catch a computer virus. Don't let it out. I can do the computer virus. There we go. That's what the horses will say. Alright, give this a save. Alright. And now, if we do a shout out for Katlalish, why are you not on the list? You're not on the list? Look, no, look at this list. Hold on. You're not on the list. Why are you not on the list? Alright, now we need to drag you over to here. Nope, we don't want that like that. We want that like that. I want to put you on the list. Oh, are you a... Oh, you're a program. That's right. No, you're not a program. Virtual... Okay, you're just a shout out. Okay. Copy and then paste. Paste. And then we just need to do Katlalish. Katlalish. Okay, and then we need to change your icon to this. Inspect? No. PNG. Save. Why can I not save? Open in new tab. Why? Copy link. Copy. Copy link address. We'll do that. We'll copy that link address. And then I can just plop it into here. There you are. Save image as... load-ish icon. There we go. From file. Downloads. Where's downloads at? There it is. Downloads. There you are. There you are.
Shout out.
Hey chat, I think the mainframe has a new resident to help with the incoming games. Better hit that reboot. Digilade sounds nice. Digitade sounds nasty. Diginade sounds more like a grenade. Drink Digilade.
There we go. That works. That works. Perfect. That's what we want. We want things working. I like it when I'm able to just create things on the fly. Plants, it's what plants crave. Just plug your dandelion up with a USB cord and upload that digital aid. That's why my plants go all dead. I don't plug the keep the batteries plugged in. Uploaded. All right. So, we got that working. We got a little bit of mesh control on the water going. We got fairies created. We've got shoutouts created. We've done a lot today. I want to at least add in a little bit of volumetrics to this. And I've got to put the volumetrics below what it is. So, this mesh, right now, I'm not sure it's the best thing that we have. I think what I need to do is actually use a grid. Let's put in a grid and see what happens. We put it on 2, and we put this guy in with a set material. Excuse me. Set material as the water still, because that's the water on the top. Oh goodness, come on. There it goes. Alright, plug you in. Plug you into there. What happens? Okay, good. Then... well, that didn't work. Didn't work. What? Do I have to use a geometry and not this? A geometry. I need to use a geometry. Alright, well, let's just use a geometry. How do I control the size of what this guy's is? Do I do a transform geometry and just plug it in? And give it, some sort of, expansions or something like that? So we plug the geometry into here and plug it into there. And then does fine. So we're gonna want to take, mesh control. We're gonna want to put this as part of the mesh control. Plug it into scale. I don't think I really need to do any sort of translation. I think scale is really the only thing that I need to worry. Oh, that's why. Oh. Oh. That's why. Okay, let me see if I can fix that somehow. So it's using a UV map of itself in order to do the water. And it's basically using that in order to move around the water from where it is. I don't know if it's going to work like that. Let me plug in an texture coordinate here and see if it works. Unhide, here we go. We want to plug in an object and see what happens. I'm pretty sure this isn't going to work, but we're going to see. Okay, so there's no texture. Oh, there is. Ooh, boy. Alright, so we want to take this object, and we want to do some mapping to it. Mapping. And we want to kind of scale it in a certain direction. We're going to have to figure out which direction it is, and if it even works. Okay. So, scale into Y. Here we go. We want to do 0.1. No, okay, so 0.1, 0.05. Oh, we're getting there. 0.025. All right. So that sets it on an object pathing. And it does actually pretty good. Okay, we're good. What happens when we now put in a grid with a set material on as the water still? Plug you in. I see. My computer is slow. There we go. So we plug you in and we plug you in. What happens? What happens when we have you grow up? To enormous. Okay. Yeah, it works. All right, it works. All right, I think we're good. We're going to bring you down to a 2, courtesy of 2. We're going to plug these sizes in. So if we do size X, we don't have a problem in stretching. Good. I think that might be very important. So we're going to do that. Size that. Yeah, we'll keep them there. So that's going to help out with our other things that we want to do with this. So we want to use those scales for our volume metric that we want to add into it, because we do want the area underneath of it to be volumetric, and we don't want all this volumetric to anywhere else but underneath of this. So we do want a volume cube, and this volume cube is basically going to follow the X and Y of these guys, so that way we can do what we want. I'm going to need it to do a math. I needed to do a math. No, you didn't. Ow. So, this is why the fairies are terrible. Because we've added more fairies in here, there's more chances that they're just gonna walk into a creeper. And that's what happens. They just cause me to die. The fairies are mischievous little creatures and are going to cause problems. Multiply by -1. So we want the X and Y. We want to do a combine X, Y, Z. And we're going to want the X, the Y, and we're going to want a Z in here too. This Z is going to have to be a part of a new panel. This panel is going to be water or volumetrics. You're going to be underneath of the mesh control. There we go, volumetrics. We want that Z to plug into there as well. So, water depth. I don't know how to spell depths. Good enough. Alright, we want to plug you into this vector, and we want this multiplication to go into here, and we want this to go into the mix. Kind of. So, we want it to go down in the Z, and we want it to go X and Y properly, but we don't want it to go up. So, I'm thinking that we actually take this, multiply it not by -1, but we multiply it by just 1, except for on the z. The z is just going to be multiplied by 0. So that will keep the volumetric cube from going upward, but it will go in all the other directions. So if we do a join geometry here, and we plug in the volumetric cube, it should... And it didn't. Why is it not there? Min and max. Okay, you don't work. Why not? Oh, because the Z is 0. Right. Water depth is 0. Why are you going... Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Huh. So if I go down, you still go up there. That's interesting.
Hey chat, do you have a persona? Mine is a fox. I bet you didn't guess that. It's because I'm a fox in real life.
That's interesting. Volumetrics is weird. Okay, we don't want 0.5. 0.075. Okay. Alright. That helps out a little bit. But it's still going in kind of like all other directions. Do I need to do it in... Oh! 0.5. Right! Right. 0.5. Okay. Or negative 0.5. Negative 0.5. There we go. So, the volumetrics on this guy actually needs to go in 0.5 because... it's actually describing how big the square is, but the volumetric portion is describing how far from 0 it is, which is half the distance of a square. Right. Math! Math! Alright, good. Now we need this to actually have a type of color. Let's do this. Watercolor. Okay. Now, we want this watercolor to be not that. We want a volume, principled volume. There it is. Principled volume, and we want the color to be a blue. A blue. Okay, and we want to do a search, set material. Set material to be watercolor. Alright, good. And we want it to be kind of a... We're going to set it to that color. Alright, and now if we take this density and we kind of remove it, that still works. Okay, good. That means that we can set in a noise texture into this volume cube, into the color, and it will change things. And by change things, I mean duplicate. We have multiply. We want to minus by 0.5, subtract, and then plug it into here. That doesn't do anything at the moment because we now need to do another multiply by, I don't know, 5. Do by multiply by 5. And then we'll plug you into density. And then bring you down a little bit. Where are you at? Where are you at? Or does this not work with a set material? Does not work with a set material? Why aren't you working? Unit. Position. Vector. You should be working. Why don't you work? I'm pretty sure you're supposed to be working. Background? What is background? Oof, that didn't work. Density. Map range. Well, that's weird. That's working now. Why does that work and not the other one? Okay, well, at least this works. Okay, now if I put in a set material, does it still work? It still works. Okay, good. That's what we're looking for. There we go. Now it's all wobbly type of smoky material. There we go. And then W. There we go. We can take that scene time that we have up here. Plug the seconds into the W. Now we have wobbly smoky water. Why doesn't that move? I just realized that not why. Realize instances. Nope. That doesn't change either. Okay, so now we've got another problem. We have no movement. We have no movement on the texture, and I know why. I know why it's having a problem with it. I just don't know why it's having a problem with it. I mean, it's gotta be something. Okay, so the water underneath works just fine. Why doesn't the texture on top work when it's using the same material? It's using the same material. It's moving water still. And then water still, yeah. Mapping, yeah. Object, do I... No, it's using the certain object reference as its coordinate. Attribute of seconds. Yep, it's grabbing there. But it's moving... It should be moving the UV. Is that not what it's moving? Separate X, Y, Z, and it's moving multiply, round, multiply. Combine X, Y, Z. Right. Texture coordinate. What is it using? It is using the object coordinate for the water wobble as well. Uh-huh. If I put in UV, what happens? Okay, it grabs not the right texture. Alright, that's fine. Go back to here. Oh! Okay, let's use box and see what happens. Well, no, that shouldn't be the problem. Yeah, I just realized that timing should be fine, too. Okay, yeah, that doesn't help. What? Yeah, the Voronoi texture should work fine, too. But it doesn't. Out of curiosity, what happens if I do... What? Okay, if I give it a location, it still doesn't do anything. Interesting. But if I plug it into a UV map here... I did not... Why don't you work now? Well, ha 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 ha. What? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What do you mean you're no longer connected? What? What? No longer found. Water smaller. Bro, that oh. Okay, yeah, I do need to plug that into there. Okay, well that works. Yeah, that works. But okay. So that works. Yes. But why doesn't this work? Yeah, that doesn't work. Oh. Oh. What if I were to take object, plug you in, give you a type of UV, capture attribute, is it? Capture named attribute. Store named attribute. That's what it is. Okay, store named attribute. Plug you in with a vector face corner. Plug the value into here, and this is water, smaller-ish. Water, UV thing. UV thing! Okay. And then we plug you through this guy. And then we plug you through this guy. No, we don't want realize instance. That doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. So we have a UV thing here. And then we grab UV... No. We want to grab actually an attribute. Another attribute is what we want to grab. We want to grab UV thing. We plug this vector into here. And then that should fix the whole thing, right? Yes? No. What? I find it interesting that the texture does not move. But the texture does not move with the thingy. Like now it actually does. That does a thing right now. Okay. Okay. That doesn't work either. Well, that's irritating. I guess we're just gonna have to go with the UV. We're gonna plug this guy back into here. We're gonna use this as our template, and we're gonna have to instead not use the XY for the size there, but we're gonna have to do a yeah, we're gonna have to do a transform geometry. Because if that's not going to move around the texture, but that is, we're gonna have to change around the scale for this thing where we need to. So, we're gonna want if we do this. Okay, you stretch that out anyways. If I do this, you stretch it out. Well, that's not gonna help me. I guess there's not going to be a transformation of the texture inside the control panel. I'm not sure why I can't do this, but we're gonna have to grab. We're gonna have to figure out how to grab the scale of the geometry. Mesh, island, grid to mesh, volume, boolean, mesh to points, right operations. Mesh privative, mesh read, angle, edge, length, face area, face corner. We want to grab something that could possibly tell me how big it actually is. Index, ID, radius. Radius? What is the radius? The radius? The radius. Well, that didn't help. Okay, forget that. Geometry. Read sample. Geometry proximity. Nearest instance. Raycast. Simple index. Sample nearest. Right. Material. Replace. Material. Operations. Bounding box. Calculate the limits of the geometry position and generate a box mesh with those dimensions. Interesting. Maybe. plug you in. What do we get? Value unknown, not evaluated. Use radius. Bounding box. Okay, well that's not helping. If I plug you into here, what happens? And then the max. Nope, that didn't help. Use radius. In. Nope, still doesn't help. Okay. Geometry. Geometry interest. Selection. Simulation, color, texture, utilities.
Hey chat,
Generate,
chicken rice noodles on a stick.
Tch. I'm surprised that we actually heard that so early. Well, output, group viewer, warning, enable output, input, constant boolean, vector, gizmo, group, input, scene, dominion size. Oh, this was what I was looking for, but it doesn't have what I want. Okay, so the dominion size thingy was kind of what I was looking for. I don't even know where I found it. Oh, there it is. Attribute statistic. Float, vector. Okay. Vector, point, edge, face counter, instance. Face. Attribute, minimum. Okay, and then maximum. Nope, that doesn't work. Minimum. Maximum? No. It comes out with a value at least. Range, median, mean. Variance. Face. Face corner. Nope, that's not going to give me anything. Well, that's not helping me. Range? What is the range? No, that still doesn't do anything. Oh well. I am unsure what I could possibly do to this in order to help it out. I literally am going to have to, instead, I'm literally going to have to just control the X and Z manually. But I thought I could do it automatically, but that's not going to happen. Volumetrics. Yeah. So that's not going to work. We're going to have to use this because for some reason the water texture doesn't move unless it's actually just a mesh from this position here. I'm not sure exactly why the Voronoi texture wouldn't move. That is completely out of line. Because the water ripple should at least work, not the water wobble. Like, the lines should work perfectly fine. But that's not how this is working. Oh well. I guess I've got nothing for it, though. At least I have exactly the water thingy that I want. It doesn't particularly work the way I want it to. I was hoping that there would be another way to take this water. Wait a darn minute. Oh, I got an idea. What happens if I were to do an array? What if I were to do an array of this? Oh, baby. Oh yeah, baby. What up? Yes. Okay, here. Got it. I got it. Okay, so we need to take this volumetric cube. And we're gonna expand it just a little bit. Okay, we're gonna put you right there. And then we add in an array. Edit, geometry, search array. Okay, here we go. Why aren't you doing it that way? Search, realize instances. You are not giving the volumetric on top of all of this, though. Because you should be giving the array. Endpoint, offset, line, circle. Circle? Oh. That's not what I want. Curve. Transform. No. Line. Ah! Okay. Well, that doesn't help me. That doesn't help. So if I realize the instance, it doesn't allow me to bring in the volumetric, which is what I need it to do. The texture works fine, but that does not. Is the volumetric the real problem here? It's not able to an array a volumetric. Input geometry has unsupported type volume. Okay, so we cannot array a volume. Not cool. But it's able to array this. Okay. So I guess the only thing we can do is literally this, but with more controls on the volumetric. Is what we have to do. We have to change up the volumetric controls. Alrighty. I'm gonna have to do something even differenter. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something differenter. Dagnabbit. I'm gonna want to change I'm gonna take this and do a math on it. Okay. How do we do this? How do we do this? I'm thinking we're gonna have to do a combine XYZ, X and Y and water depth. And then I'm gonna have to do a multiply in the -1 direction for the Z direction. So I'm gonna have to take this combine XYZ. We're gonna have to take this water depth, plug it into here, and then plug you into the Z. This is gonna have to be no. This one has to be there. That's the water depth. This one has to be -0.075. I think that's what it needs to be, the maximum here. And then this one needs to be here. Okay. And then the positive and the negative need to be duplicated. So this needs to stretch elsewhere. So the array needs to happen. What happens if I put the array before? Okay. It's perfectly fine. Okay, so we put the array before the volumetric happens, and that'll help out tremendously still. Okay? Perfectly fine. Array works. Okay, now we need to put the volumetrics in the both positive and negative. So then we need to duplicate, and then we need to duplicate. And we need to put this into the... this one is going to be the negative x. That's the negative x. And this one is the negative y. Okay? Those both go in that direction. Then the positive x and the positive y need to go in that direction. Why don't you work? Uh-oh. Inf. Dang it! Ho ho ho. Input socket. Put you up here. Okay. Okay. Negative X. Duplicate. This is regular X. Duplicate. This one is Y. Duplicate. This one is negative Y. Okay. So, negative X, negative Y, positive X, positive Y. Good. And then X goes in negative 1. You go in positive 1. You go in negative 1. You go in positive 1. And that should go like so. Good. Alright, there we go. Now we have controls over the fog. There we go. Perfect. That's what we're looking for. Much better. Convoluted as heck, but it gets us the depth that we wanted. We can now actually have an array of this guy to be also in the Z direction too. What? What? Why don't you work? Doop. Okay. Offset. Oh, relative. Offset. Here we go. Yeah. There we go. And then we can... If we put in the mesh control... hey, that works. That works, because then the meshes actually work with each other. That's good. That's good. Okay, and then it doesn't matter how many that we add on to this, we get ourselves that. Merge. Merge by distance. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And then up and down. That controls that. Good. Good. That's what we want. Endpoint. Offset. Okay. Yeah, now we have some water that'll work like that, and we can go downward as well into the fog. So now I have water that works the way I want it to. I'm wondering also if I can kind of like just take everything and give it a little bit of transparency too. Like if I can change the alpha factor here. We're gonna want to move you over to here, and then probably search math, and we just want to kind of like not add, we want to multiply. There we go. Multiply by a number to kind of like bring in more solidness and remove more.
Quick, they just started playing. Everyone hit the heal command.
I'm wondering if I can do more alpha on this guy here, and then the shimmer kind of just stays in place. Hey, Prater, how's it going? Good to see you. Kind of. Not really. Not particularly. Not exactly the way I wanted it to go. I was hoping that there would be a way that I could remove everything but the shimmer. Like, just get the texture in alpha to go away? I don't think that's gonna be the possibility. Like, what happens if I do it through this? What happens to here? Uh-oh. Okay, well that brings in the shimmer transparency. Not exactly what I'm going for. I want to bring out just the blue transparency. Okay, well that's not doing anything either, so forget about that. Uh-oh. Can you beat it? Heal! Ah, you got it! You won the boss!
Hey chat,
Yeah.
you can help support Puko with tips. Last time I helped out with tips, I knocked something over.
Congratulations, Othal. Finally got through the RPG. Now you're in the Endless Expanse. Along with me, because I think I'm in there too now. The RPG. Yeah, I think I'm still in the Endless Expanse. I think there's a max level
You
of
as someone
30.
who's playing the RPGs. Let's see how they do.
Apparently typing OOO translates as uwu. Okay. So I want to take out more from this, but just on the blue. I'm gonna plug that shimmer in. And we're gonna try something else here. Okay. It's working on it. Okay, so here we go. Now I want to take this. Okay, so what if I just do the subtract? So we did multiplications. We just want to do a subtract that from that. Multiply seems to be doing something. Okay, so that's not what we want. We want just a multiply. Alright, and then we want to take this and kind of like just multiply that up with this and see what happens. Alright, so now we kind of like just bring this in like that. No. Add. Okay, we want to add in at least a 0 number right now. Okay, we're loading in. We're getting there. Okay. So if we add in 0, we just get that. And then if we bring that in, then we get that. And then solid, solid, solid. Okay, there we go. Oh, there we go. That's kind of what we're looking for. Because I was wondering if there was a way that we could do just the shimmer on top. A very slight amount of water. And then also kind of do that. All right, this. I like this. I like this. We're gonna add in yet another attribute to the panel here, and I want to take this and do transparency. All right, so let's go ahead add in yet another attribute. What do we want to add in input? This is when there's going to be transparency. Transparency. And then we want to plug you to the outside world. We want to plug you in with a default attribute, transparency. output transparency. We want to grab this attribute and plug you in over here. With code transparency, plug factor into this factor. And we now have a transparency. And we want to take this, we're going to turn this again into one of those percentages, subtype percentages. But I want it to start off with an infinite and a 1 subtype percentage. And see what happens. Okay, yeah. Oop, no. Oh, okay. Nope, that's not how that works. Okay. Transparency, here we go. 0 and 1. And then subtype percentage. Okay, 1 and 0. Okay, so we do need to bring it down past 0. We're going to do -1. And we're going to see what we get. So -1 is there. +1 up there. Okay, cool. Operational label, hide value, hide and monitor, auto shape. Alright, there we go. Now we have a transparency filter on this guy. Cool. We have the array, we have the water depth, we have the water wobble, we have everything that we want for this. Perfect. It's what we need. That's kind of where I want to stop today. Alright, let's go ahead and stop. Oh, I now have a water tool that I am happy with. Now if I bring this guy into something that I want it to, I can kind of like just adjust a few sliders and it'll be still water, it'll have some depth to it. It's just going to be a lot easier to bring in this water here. That's what I'm looking for. So let's figure out who we can raid into now. Thank you everybody for joining me. It's glad I could come in at a time that most people are usually around and just say hello. I'm glad we got the fairies in now. Got the fairies in. That was super cool. I like that. Alright, where do we want to go off to? Who do we have that is available? Available? Available. Whoa. Ah! What, are you saying that I should go over to somebody that's over in that area? Are you saying that's what we should be doing? Or should we go over to that? Nah, up to you. Okay. Because we do have some people over in that area. Let's go off to this way. That raid. Oh, we don't raid into them too much because they're on a completely different time scale. And they're doing a bit of Minecraft-ish stuff. Thanks for being around. Alright, raid message. That's what we need. We need the raid message, don't we? I Forgot about that. Emojis. Raid message. If you do not have the emojis, don't worry about it. Just grab the text. Voxbox Brigade Raid is the little raid message that we send on out there. If you do have the emojis, just grab whatever emojis you want. Something partyish. But that is our message. Take care, everybody. I will probably see you later tonight or this morning. We will be doing some more art. We'll figure out what we're going to be doing. I have something written down. I forgot already what it is. We'll be doing some art. Oh, we might be doing some Minecraft with the wives as well before then. Doing lots of streaming today. Alright, goodbye, everybody.